anybody that might be tuning into to this episode that might be thinking, oh, it's never gonna happen for me, I'm never gonna find somebody, what would you advise, please?
I would say do your own thing without trying to sound. I mean, you as well, Emma. We've been in. We've had love. We've experienced different things. I've been in. With plenty of wonderful experiences, relationship wise, friendship wise. We've learned things, good and bad. We've had a lot of life experience, and I would say just do your own thing. Do the things that you love, and people will gravitate towards you, whether that's a relationship or whether that's a friendship. If you do you and you believe in yourself, then other people will gravitate towards you. Do you know what I mean? So I would say just find what matters to you and what you believe in, and do that to the best of your ability. Really love, whether that's volunteering or whether that's looking after somebody, or whether it's starting a magazine or starting a YouTube channel or whatever. Do that, love that, believe in that, and then, as you know, because you have a global audience for your channel, people will invest in time and energy and attention. And like I say, it might lead to friendships, it might lead to something a little bit more. And so that, I mean, that's always been the case for me. I would say just do your own thing, because people can't ignore. But to quote Cody Rhodes, become undeniable. I've put myself in a situation where I am valuable and useful, thankfully to Emma, to the boys, to the dog,
I know the people it helps.
well, and that's it. That I'm lucky to have helped a lot of people, and I know that is, and I'm not talking about on a, but I know that is attractive to people because people want to be a part of that. And I'm not talking about on a relationship level, but friendships. Friendships are born from that. Connections are born from that. Because I do things that I love, and you found that as well. Like, obviously, like, you care for people, and Emma's one of the most empathetic people I've ever met in my life. And obviously, you're now doing your 3D printing and selling that stuff, and that's benefiting people's lives. So that formula is what we're talking about. Do something that you
Yeah,
love.
I think for me as well, it's doing stuff even if it scares you.
Yeah.
So even if it's scary, like the thought of what, if you're in an interabled relationship, then or you're considering getting, asking someone out who's abled or disabled, whatever, like just do it anyway. Because like at the end of the day, if you don't do it, then you're not moving forward. And I think, some people's other people's prejudices could sometimes hold you back. And I just think if you just go for it anyway, like what have you got to lose? If it wasn't going to work out, it wasn't going to work out, but if it goes somewhere, then happy days.
Absolutely. And you never know, again, I would say to anybody, you never know what you're missing out on. I got some moves, man. No, I'm kidding. No, you never know what you're missing out on, and I think you're right. Society, as you may find, and I find every day when I go out there, man, like, different people assume different things. It doesn't matter what I've achieved, it doesn't matter what I've done. Different people assume different things. They make comments out in the world or whatever. But at
Yeah,
the end of the day, if you believe in yourself and you've got wonderful friends and a connection, like the kind that you've cultivated on your channel, for example, it doesn't matter so much, and I would say those comments are always going to be there, and that's one of the sad realities of the world we live in. People are always going to comment, people are always going to assume. So just do something that matters to you, really, that you really love, and people will come to you, people will gravitate towards you
Yeah.
because of that. Do you know what I mean?
Do scary shit.
And do stuff that, yeah, because at the end of the day, you know you'll probably, you don't want to look back and be like, I wish I'd tried that. There's very little, I can't think of anything that I'm like, I look back on and go, I wish I'd done that, because usually what I've done is I've gone, right, I'm going to try it anyway, and it's led to some wonderful experiences. And if not, because not, it's not all sunshine and roses, man. Sometimes things go wrong, but at least at least you've worked, so you can sit.
Well, everything's the experience. Everything's a pathway to learn something new. And if it goes bad, it's gone bad, but you won't know if you don't do it.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's the key for relationships and life, just if you want to do something, just give it a shot. And if it goes wrong, it might go wrong, but you've learned from it. But it could go wonderfully well. So that's what I would say to anybody is just do what makes you happy.